This was Robin's first month at his very first job, so all he was waiting for was his salary. He had a lot of ideas as to how he wanted to spend his first salary. He wanted to buy a new phone, clothes, and even take a vacation like most youngsters who are newly out of college and have just started earning want to do. There is nothing wrong with this, provided all of this is done cautiously and within limits. In fact, you can even spend your salary for the first 5 to 6 months to fulfill all your heart's desires. But after that, it is important to inculcate a habit of regularly investing and saving. But for this, you should know how much of your salary should be allocated towards savings. Most people who just start earning think that since they do not have any responsibilities right now, why should they save any money? But savings help you achieve a better than expected lifestyle. To decide the portion of savings in your monthly salary, you should first categorize your salary into 3 parts. Now, these 3 categories include needs, wants, and savings. This popular rule of personal finance is also known as the 50-30-20 rule. Not only does this rule help you with managing your monthly budget, but also instills a regular investing habit. Keep aside 50% of your salary for your essential expenditures like house rent, home loan EMI, electricity, maintenance bills, groceries, and more. Given that these expenses are central to running your daily life, there is almost no scope of deductions here. One part of your monthly income goes towards expenses that are not that essential or necessary but are required to maintain your lifestyle or just have fun. This includes eating out in a restaurant, watching a film, traveling, purchasing expensive items like watches or mobile phones, or even signing up for a gym or a yoga class. 30% of your salary should be kept aside for such expenses because this will allow you to maintain your desired lifestyle along with financial discipline. And at last, at least 20% of your salary should be set aside for your investments and savings. If possible, you can try to cut down on your non-essential want type of expenses to increase the portions of saving to 30%. This will only strengthen your financial position. For instance, let's say Robin's salary is 30,000 rupees. Out of this, 50% or 15,000 rupees should be set aside for essential expenses. 30% or 9,000 rupees are for his non-essential or want expenses. So Robin should save at least 6,000 rupees or 20% of his salary. The first thing that Robin should do or create out of his monthly savings is an emergency fund. This should be equivalent to at least 3 to 6 months of his essential expenses. Emergency funds can come in handy in case of a sudden job loss, medical emergency, or any other emergency expenses. If you have an emergency fund, you will not need to break into your ongoing investments or even take a loan during financially difficult times. Saving or investing will ensure you never fall short of funds. If you want, you can allocate your monthly savings completely towards your emergency fund. Once you meet your target of emergency fund, start investing. Or else, you can both save and invest in a fixed proportion. For instance, you can set aside 10% each of your savings for both emergency fund and investing as well. However, before investing, ask yourselves a few important questions. First, what is your investment objective or goal? Is it education, buying a house or a car, marriage or retirement planning, or anything else? Second, for how long do you want to stay invested for? And third, how much funds will you need at the end of the investment period? The answers to all these questions will determine how much and where you should invest every month. For instance, if you want to invest in a long-term goal that is for 5 years or more, equity mutual funds are a great option. On the other hand, if you want to invest for a short term or just between 1 to 3 years, you can start an SIP in a debt mutual fund. However, before investing, always consult a financial advisor. Many youngsters think of savings and investments as the same, but that is not the case. Savings is when you accumulate small amounts over time to create a huge fund. so that you can financially take care of emergencies like a medical treatment, house or car maintenance in the short term. In other words, savings is when you ensure that some of your funds are readily available or are liquid. The funds you have as cash or in your savings account constitute your savings. On the other hand, investments are done to earn financial benefits by putting your money in a certain asset class, anticipating a rise in your overall investment over time. The objective of investment is to earn good returns. This way, putting your funds in mutual funds, shares, real estate and gold where returns are not fixed is known as an investment. But remember, the returns are entirely dependent on the company's performance or the prevailing market conditions.